the people telling her to do this. And then they're telling the little girl to accuse her father and say, your daddy made you do this.
Why is this child not being put on the stand? Why wasn't the child put on the stand? Or was she?
She's been made a ward of the state so they can keep her mouth shut. Do you think now you understand why they still won't let her go back to her dad? She's 19.
Yes.
And they still won't let her go back to her dad.
Well, if they already took him for, what, a total of $66 million, what'll they take him for now?
I swear, people would have, there'd be lynch mobs going after Hazel Spies and Mr. Lawson. If you could see what they did to this good dad who made a mistake of having a kid by a woman who's not a very good mom. That's why she lost all the kids. But the one that was his, he rescued from the system. And then the system reached out, grabbed that little girl, put her back in the system.
After only 25 months.
25 months with her dad. And Wilbur told me, and so did Wilbur's sister, said it took 6-7 months for that little girl just to calm down, just to get normal again, because she used to scream for no reason. Right. She would just start screaming.
Right.
And it took her 6-7 months because of the abuse that little girl Melissa suffered at the hands of lesbians in the CPS and the foster care system in Oregon. I think we can all figure out why they won't release that videotape. However, turns out there were more than one tape made. And one of those tapes I may yet get my hands on.
I believe you will.
I never thought I'd find Wilbur alive, and he's still alive and very alert. And I got his interview coming up on another show. Now do you see why when she says corruption of our state, local, and federal government, I ain't kidding. We are being ruled by criminals because we don't have we the people in the state assembly. We have nothing but lawyers that lie and lobbyists, and more lawyers in the executive branch and more lawyers in the judicial branch. Not saying every lawyer is a dirty, rotten scoundrel. But I think I've only met 2 that maybe aren't, maybe 3, and I've met hundreds of them. So, what do you think of CPS?
I personally have a 3-year-old, and hearing this, it really sends chills down my back. I think that if they ever did this to my son, I think I would end up in prison.
Now you know why that woman up in Northern California walked into the courtroom and shot the man that had molested her son?
Without a doubt. That's a very easy thing to do.
He was going to get probation after a few months in jail. And that's where the trial was going. And she just said, no, you're not. Settle that. If we can't get justice, you know, courts were designed to end trial by battle. We used to settle scores, what they call trial by battle. There was a famous duel between Aaron Burr and Alexander Hamilton. That was one of the last trial by battles there was. In this country, we don't like people doing trial by battles. Because if you have an Arnold Schwarzenegger coming to trial by battle with someone the size of Joyce, Joyce may not have a fair chance. So the theory is you go to court and you hire attorneys that are really on your side. Ha ha, wink, wink. And then you get a fair shot at justice. But we can't. The courts are so thoroughly corrupt. Not very long ago, I watched a judge here in Santa Maria say this is a constitutional court. And then he proceeded to go on, but this is a quasi-criminal proceeding. Well, if it's quasi-criminal, then it isn't constitutional. Nowhere in the Constitution does it say you can have a quasi-criminal proceeding. It either is criminal or it's not. It's like being pregnant or you're not. Can you be quasi-pregnant, Joyce?
No, no.
So now apply that. Say that again, Joyce. Can you be quasi-pregnant?
No. No way. You're either pregnant or you're not.
Exactly. And in a criminal case, it's either a criminal case or it's not a criminal case. But if you're going to employ criminal sanctions like jail, then you must allow all the criminal defenses. All the criminal defenses.